Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a game of Age of Mythology. I am your host, GD, and we are going to be playing some, well, we were going to be playing some Age of Mythology, but we're going to be playing with someone. Remember the guy from last night that, you know, called me retard and all that sort of stuff? Well, I had a talk with him, and apparently things are good now. You know, it was just, I guess, a miscommunication or something. And so, what's happening now is he's going to play some games with me. Oh.
Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, so I was just trying to figure out what was going on there. So, looks like I'm going to be observing the game, and I'm going to be seeing what goes on. Okay, so they're playing on the game Savannah. Oh, I feel like a shoutcaster, but I'm not. That might be interesting, though, at some point. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's going for that right away. Looks like... Okay, so he's not going economic guild. Pulling a house there. Ah, okay, he's setting up over there. I feel like I've seen strategies more so where they use their trees to surround their watchtowers. So like what you're seeing here with this house, it's placed in such a position where like if you build multiple houses, so you have like a maximum of like 10 houses as any other civilization except for the Atlanteans, because their manors are basically double the population size for houses, so they only get 5 of them. But what people will do is they'll take their houses and they'll place them around the watchtowers, and I assume the biggest reason why they do that is because the one upgrade that allows the towers to hit right below themselves apparently is very underpowered. It doesn't work that well. So what they do instead is they surround it so that no one can get close to the tower, and that way they can just fire at range and cause damage to targets, which is, you know, it's quite useful. Okay, so he's got his manor up. He already has 3 workers here, and he's going to wood, so I'm kind of curious what he's going to do. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Oh, wait, oh, that's why. That's why. I was like, what the heck is going on there? Oh, actually, I'll use the arrow keys for this. Okay, so he didn't build an economic guild, so it makes me think he's probably going to do an early rush. Because apparently there's two types of builds that... Oh, okay, he's building that now. So there's two types of strategies apparently for... well, actually, that's for Aranos. But I guess maybe this is part of that strategy. Even though it's not Aranos, they are... It's still an Atlantean civilization, so I'm sure that there's some similarities there. Now, you get wood extremely fast from chopping those special trees. They give like some sort of a bonus. I'm not sure exactly what the bonus is. Okay, so he's setting up the next one. Where's he putting it? He's putting it back there. Okay. So he's not looking to use his trees defensively, and that might not be a bad thing. It's quite possible that he's planning on rushing or something along those lines, so he might not... Now, how many villagers does he have? So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has 7 right now. Doesn't look like he's building any more, so I'm wondering if he's going up on that. This is the total that he's collected thus far, or sorry, this is the total he's collected thus far. Oh, okay, no, he's going up now. That's what that is. Yeah, okay, there we go. He's still in Archaic. What was that? 7 villagers, 10 villagers, 2 dwarves. So 12 villagers, 2 dwarves, something like that. And now he's going for gold dwarves. Yeah, and it was probably just to save up some food so that he could get Heimdall. So Gaia is going to go up faster than he is. Now, is he looking to... Okay, so he's building forward now. I feel like when it comes to what is it, Atlanteans, like, they can get resources pretty quickly, so there's a good reason as to why their farms are so expensive. But having said that, if you can get a lot of hunt, I feel like Atlanteans would be really, really strong, just because... Or it doesn't have to just be hunt. You know, it could be goats as well and all that. Just being able to scout around, collect those, bring those back to your base, that would be that'd be very strong. And even for your other resources that are weaker, so to speak, you're just going to gather them so quickly. Okay, so he's going for a little bit of a rush. He's starting to build up his base there. So he's going for some harass. And now that's unusual. I feel like he could have kept working there on those trees. I feel like he kind of had the basis to be able to put up some counter-aggression, but he's building it further back. He's probably going to want to cancel those. He's going to take out the temple. Now that's a funny thing, when you take out the temple before someone goes up, although he's not going to try and get to the next stage, not with the amount of resources he has. But it's interesting to know that if you don't have a temple when you go up to the next stage, you don't automatically get a new... Excuse me? How did he reface that build? Okay, so, I mean, he had the stronger economy, apparently. He had more of a military, though. And that's the thing, you know, if you're going to go for a rush, then that's where your strength is going to be. Okay.
You are such a fool!
No, for a second I thought someone broke my Age of Mythology.
Osmak, Oso, Schwest. Buregi, Erschlost. Erschlost, Erschlost, Osto. Osto, Erschlost, Bugi. Erschlost. Bureg, Erschlost. Bureg, Osto. Yuji, Mak. Mak. Osto. Osto. Mak. Osto. Yuji. Osto. Ostos. Osto. Mak. Mak. Erschlost. Erschlost. Mak. Mak. Yuji.
I want to try Chinese out at some point. Actually, who am I fighting against? We got an Odin and a Loki.
Yuji?
Alright.
Osto. Yuji? Schwest.
Herr Jos? Herr Josie. Erschlost. Mak. Yuji. Osto. Herr Joes? Scopos? Mos intum. Yuji mak. Es lost.
Herr Joes?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time I'm in. Let's do
Yuji?
that.
Also Yuji. Also Yuji. Es lost. Mak. Es lost. Schwest. Scopos? Mos intum.
Bureg.
Herr Joes? Mos intum. Herr Joes? Mos intum. Mos intum. Mos intum. Mos intum. Mos intum. Mos intum.
Okay, so I'll need a couple more on gold. At least one more to start off with, and then probably more to food.
Herr Joes? Yuji. Mak.
Herr Joes? Es lost. Es lost.
Bureg.
Es lost.
Yuji.
Herr Joes? Also.
Bureg. Es lost. Mak.
Herr Joes?
Bureg. Yuji. Yuji.
Bureg.
Gotta go look for some food. There's some food right there. Not exactly what I'm looking for.
Bureg. Lost.
What I'll have to do for now.
Herr Joes? Mak. Mak. Diat.
Bureg. Osto. Es lost.
Bureg. Yuji. Es lost. Es lost.
Whoops.
Herr Joes?
I don't know what I did there.
Bureg. Yuji. Es lost.
Herr Joes? Also. Es lost. Also. Diat.
Yuji. Es lost. Mak. Tilis Mokea. Bureg. Es lost. E poro fras. Scopos. Es lost. Yuji. Es lost. Yuji. Es lost. Es lost. Tilis Mokea. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Mak. Yuji. Es lost. Yuji. Yuji. Es lost. Es lost. E poro fras. Scopos. Es lost. Es lost. Yuji. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Es lost. Yuji. Es lost. E poro fras. Tilis Mokea. Scopos. Tilis Mokea. Es lost. Yuji. E poro fras. Bureg. Yuji. Yuji. Es lost. Mak. Mak. Es lost.
Bureg. Es lost. Yuji.
Scopos. Mak. Yuji.
Bureg. Mak. Yuji. Yuji. Es lost. Yuji. Mak. Yuji, schlost. Schlost.
Herr Jos, schlost. Mak.
Herr Joe's Muck.
Yuji, schlost. Burek, Yuji, Mak. Skopos, Yuji. Tilis Moke, Burek, Yuji. Schlost. Yuji, schlost. Yuji. Burek. Burek, schlost. Mak, schlost. Burek. Schlost. Schlost. Burek. Burek, Yuji. Mak. Yuji, schlost. Yuji, schlost.
Yuji, schlost.
Skopos, schlost. Yuji, schlost. Yuji, schlost.
Bureg. Mak. Yuji.
Burek, Yuji. Yuji. Burek, Yuji, schlost. Schlost. Yuji, schlost. Schlost. Skopos, Yuji, schlost. Burek, schlost. Skopos, schlost. Yuji, schlost. Skopos, Yuji, schlost. Burek, schlost. Yuji, schlost. Schlost.
Yuji, diat.
Skopos Diat.
Skopos, Yuji. Mak, schlost. Yuji, schlost. Mak, Yuji, schlost.
Herr Jos. Yuji.
Skopos, schlost. Schwest. Yuji,
Burek, schlost. 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 Yuji. Schlost. Schlost. Skopos, schlost. Mak. Burek. Yuji, schlost. Yuji, Burek, Yuji. Yuji. Skopos. Schlost. Yuji. Yuji, schlost. Yuji, Mak. Yuji. Mak. Skopos. Yuji, schlost. Skopos, schlost. Yuji, schlost. Mak. Burek. Burek. Skopos, Yuji. Tilis Moke. Burek. Skopos. Skopos, schlost. Skopos, Yuji. Yuji. Porofras. Yuji, schlost. Burek, schlost. Skopos, schlost. Skopos, Mak. Yuji.
Yuji, mak. Mos inter Bureg.
Skopos
Skopos,
Skopos, schlost.
Bureg.
Yuji, schlost. Schlost. Yuji.
Let's go birdies.
Skopos, Burek, Yuji. Tilis Moke. Yuji. Burek. Porofras. Yuji. Tilis Moke. Skopos, schlost. Yuji. Tilis Moke. Schlost. Yuji. Burek, schlost. Skopos, Burek, Mak. Schlost. Skopos, Yuji.
Herr Jos,
Actually, I really don't need that.
Yuji,
Skopos, schlost. Yuji. Burek. Skopos, Yuji. Schlost.
Herr Jos, Also. Burek. Schwest.
Burek. Mak. Yuji.
Burek. Also. Lost. Yuji.
Skopos. Osto.
Burek. Mak. Yuji. Eșlos. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Eșlos. Yuji. Mak. Eșlos.
Yuji.
Σκόπος. Εșlos. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Σκόπος. Εșlos. Mak. Yuji.
Yuji. Herjos. Yuji.
Yuji. Eșlos. Mak. Mak. Mak.
Yuji. Also. Yuji. Yuji. Diat.
Σκόπος. Εșlos. Mak.
Herr Joes. Herr Joes.
Burek. Schwest.
Burek. Eșlos. Yuji. Eșlos. Σκόπος. Eșlos. Mak. Yuji. Burek. Yuji. Eșlos. Burek. Eșlos. Burek. Σκόπος. Yuji.
Herjos. Yuji. Vayen.
Skopos.
Ugh. Keep hitting button things.
Yuji. 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 Mak. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Julius Mokay. Σκόπος. Mak. Burek. Yuji. Σκόπος. Yuji. Eporofras.
Skopos. Yuji. Yuji. Eschlost.
Burek. Eporofras. Σκόπος.
Skopos. Yuji. Yuji.
Σκόπος. Yuji. Julius Mokay. Σκόπος. Burek. Mak. Yuji. Σκόπος. Yuji. 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 Σκόπος. Yuji. Yuji. Σκόπος. Εșlos. Yuji. Yuji. Mak. Mak.
Herjos. Eschlost.
Burek. Σκόπος. Julius Mokay. Eporofras.
Herjos. Also. Yuji. 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 Also. Mak. Yuji.
Σκόπος. Εșlos.
Skopos.
Burek. Σκόπος.
Burek.
Skopos. Osto. Eschlos.
Got people on wood, right?
Herr Joes. Schlost. Yuji.
Yuji. Skopos. Burek. Yuji. Burek. Yuji. Burek. Schloss. Schloss. Skopos. Skopos. Yuji. Dilis Moke.
I played better that game, but in the end, it was still a little bit weak. Having said that, though, I wasn't attacked, so that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. Yeah, so I could have done better. Right. Yeah, apparently the Chinese don't learn Chinese.
Herr Jos, es lost. Es lost, Schwest.
I think it's going to be the same sort of thing.
Yuji. Osto. Mak. Osto. Es lost. Yuji. Mak. Osto. Es lost. Mak. Mak. Osto. Yuji. Es lost. Yuji. Osto. Es lost. Es lost. Osto. Yuji. Osto.
Skopos. Osto. Schwest.
Burek.
So I don't know. I'm going to avoid
Osto.
standard builds
Yuji.
for now
Herr Jos. Osto.
and kind of
Mak.
figure out what I
Mak.
want to do from there.
Es lost. Yuji. Yuji. Osto. Yuji. Mak. 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 Osto. Yuji. 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 Es lost. Mak. Yuji. Osto. Erschlost. Erschlost. Mach. Yuji. Osto.
Burek. Yuji. Fest.
Burek Yuji. Schwest.
Yuji.
And Hugin is my enemy. Kronos and Shenlong.
Skopos. Erschlost. Schwest.
Bureg.
So we got a pretty decent scout going on.
Bureg. Osto. Erschlost.
Where's
Muck.
Mr. Sheep?
Osto.
We're
Erschlost.
back there, right?
Osto.
Burek mos intum. Schwest. Herjos mos intum. Skopos Yuji. Erschlost. Burek. Herjos Erschlost. Mos intum Skopos. Skopos Erschlost. Schwest. Burek. Mos intum. Skopos diat.
Bureg.
Herjos.
Herjos.
Herjos Yuji. Yuji. Muck. Schwest.
Saw something there, I don't know what it was. But we'll find out.
Herjos.
Bureg.
Mach.
Yuji. Herjos.
Yuji. E porofras. Yuji. E porofras.
Skopos.
Erschlost.
Skopos. Yuji.
Skopos.
Mach. Skopos.
Dilis
E
mokei.
porofras.
Yuji. Skopos.
Erschlost.
Yuji. Mach. Yuji. Osto.
Erschlost.
Yuji. Mach. Osto. Mach.
Erschlost. Erschlost.
Yuji.
Skopos.
Yuji.
Schlost. E schlost. Mach. Yuji.
Skopos. Muck. Diat. Yuji. Bureg. Yuji. Diat.
Yuji lost. Skopos lost. Yuji lost. Bureg. Yuji.
Herjos. Bureg. Skopos.
Bureg. Mak. Yuji. Yuji. E porofras. Bureg. Yuji. Yuji. Skopos. Mak. Bureg. Yuji. Ești lost. Yuji. Ești lost. Skopos. Pilis moke. Skopos. Mak. Bureg. Ești lost. Yuji. Mak. Skopos. Yuji. Tilis moke. E porofras. Yuji. Ești lost. Yuji. E porofras. Yuji. Ești lost. E porofras. Bureg. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Lost. Skopos. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji. E porofras. Yuji. Mak. E porofras.
Let's do that.
Herjos. Most intim. Ești lost. Yuji. Herjos. Bureg. Mak. Yuji. Also lost. Yuji.
Should be a thing of caribou
Also-
around here, but I can't seem to
Herjos
find
also
anything like
lost.
that. Strangely
Also-
enough.
Bureg. Schwest.
Skopos.
Yuji. Ești
Mak.
lost.
Herjos. Schwest.
Skopos.
Herjos. Mak. Also. Ești lost. Most intim. Also. Most intim. Skopos. Schwest.
Skopos. Ești lost. Bureg. Ești lost. Yuji. Ești lost. Mak. Yuji. Mak.
Bureg. Mak. Schwest.
Yuji.
Bureg. Ești lost. Mak. Yuji. E porofras. Bureg. Ești lost. Yuji. Yuji. Ești lost. Tilis moke. Skopos. Ești lost. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Bureg. Yuji. Mak. Ești lost. Ești lost. Yuji. Mak. Bureg. E porofras. Bureg. Yuji. Bureg. Yuji. Ești lost. Bureg. Ești lost. Bureg. Mak. Tilis moke. Yuji. Ești lost. Ești lost. Skopos. Ești lost. Bureg. Mak. Yuji. Skopos. Lost. Yuji. Skopos. Lost. Yuji. Ești lost.
Bureg. Lost. Schwest. Schwest.
Bureg. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Ești lost. Bureg. Yuji. Mak. Skopos. Ești lost. Ești lost. Bureg. Mak. Yuji.
Herjos. Yuji. Most intim. Burek. Yuji.
Skopos. Mak. Yuji. Ist lost. Mak. Yuji. 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 Mak. Ist lost. Mak. Yuji. Mak. Dilis Moke. Skopos. Yuji. Yuji. Ist lost.
Yuji.
Burek. Yuji. Yuji. Ist lost. Yuji. Burek. Ist lost. Burek. Yuji. Yuji. Ist lost. Mak. Burek. Ist lost. Yuji. Skopos. Mak. Yuji. Ist lost. Mak. Ist lost. Porofras. Burek. Yuji. 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 Mak.
Yuji.
Burek.
Burek. Skopos. Porofras. Skopos. Yuji. Yuji. Porofras. Yuji. Mak. Skopos. Mak. Yuji. Lost. Yuji. Yuji. Burek. Yuji. 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 Skopos. Yuji. Skopos. Dilis Moke. Burek. Porofras. Yuji. Burek. Mak. Lost. Burek. 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 Mak. Burek. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Dilis Moke. Yuji.
Yuji. Yuji.
Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Yuji. Lost. Skopos. Yuji. 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 Lost. Yuji. Yuji. Mak. Porofras. Skopos. Skopos. Mak. 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 Lost. Yuji. Porofras. Burek. Yuji. Lost. Lost. Yuji. Skopos. Lost. Skopos. Lost. Yuji. Yuji. Lost. Burek. Yuji. Lost. Lost. Mak. Lost. Mak. Lost.
Yuji. Also.
Yeah, same thing is happening as before.
Burek. Also. Yuji. Mak.
Bureg.
Yuji. Mos intem.
Burek. Lost. Mak. Yuji.
Herjos. Also.
Yuji. Lost. Burek. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. Lost. Burek. Lost. Burek. Yuji. Mak. Burek. Lost.
Yuji. Mos intem.
Yuji. Mos intem.
Skopos. Mak. Mak. Yuji. Skopos. Skopos. Lost.
Skopos. Yuji.
Skopos. Yuji. 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 Skopos. Dilis Moke. Dilis Moke. Porofras. Moke. Yuji. Burek. E porofras. Burek. Yuji. Burek. Yuji. Mak. Eschloss. Skopos. Eschloss. Skopos. Ma. Eschloss. Eschloss. Ma. Eschloss. Eschloss. Yuji. Mak. Yuji. 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 Skopos. Burek. Yuji. Eschloss.
Skopos, Yuji, Eschlost.
Yuji. Also.
Yuji, Bureg, Osto. Mos intem. Yuji. Yuji, Mak, Diat.
Herjos. Mak. Diat. Also. Diat. Skopos. Diat.
Skopos,
Burek. Mak. Burek. Yuji. Mak. Skopos. Yuji.
Burek. Also. Yuji. Mos intem.
Burek. Mak. Skopos. Ma. Schloss. Yuji. Ma. Schloss.
I didn't see what happened. I guess there wasn't much left over there, huh? Yeah, even so, like, getting to classic is not too hard for me. But I think getting to heroic, I need to solidify that in my mind how I do that. Because once I get to classic, I start doing some stuff, and then I'm just, you know, I'm kind of not really focusing, you know? So... I wouldn't mind watching another one of his games. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll feel much better about this. Alright, cool. This will be good. Gotta wait till someone else joins. Whoops. That's not it. Now, I was being much more aggressive in this game as I was with the other than I was with the other ones that I was playing the day before. So, and there's one particular mistake that I can think of that was really hurting me, and that was getting a bunch of upgrades. And well, you'd think, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think the biggest problem with getting upgrades early on is that it takes away from the amount of funds that you're going to be putting into getting to the next age. And I think it's most important to get to heroic. Biggest reason I'd probably say is because once you get to heroic, you can at least build a market. And market is going to be sort of a saving grace for you, because if you run out of resources of one particular type and you get starved, you at least have some way of funding yourself. But if you don't get to heroic, that's going to be a problem. Unless you're someone that can maintain map pressure in Classic, I think that's the big thing. If you can maintain map pressure in Classic Age, then it's okay to be in Classic Age for a longer period of time. But if you can't, and you need that extra, you know, home advantage, that easy sort of thing, yeah. Don't worry about, you know, don't worry about whether I'll learn something from you or not. Trust me, I'll learn something from it. And I guess that's why some people are really good at fighting in Classic Age, because they can maintain the aggression and they can maintain map control, at least for a longer period of time in the Classic Age. And I think that's the most important thing, is having that early army and being able to pressure the map and, you know, cause damage and stuff. That's where you want. That's what you want to be doing if you want to stay in the Classic Age. Otherwise, you want to go to Heroic. Biggest reason, well, maybe not the biggest reason, but one of the biggest reasons is getting that market, so that you have that that extra flexibility. Now, of course, you know, then there's Mythic, and you have more available to you at that time, as far as you know, more powerful gods and upgrades and all that sort of stuff. But I think big reason why people talk about fast heroic and they don't always talk about fast mythic is because, well, one of the reasons too is the specialty units that you'll get in the next stage. You know, more front-line-ish capable type units, maybe counter units with the Egyptians from the Migdol stronghold, the camelry, the elephants, the chariot archers, very powerful units that they can only get in the yeah. Now that was interesting. So I didn't see exactly what he did, but what it looked like, he went, what was it, 1 to food. I think he also, I think he did actually 2 to food, but what he did was he went over and took that 1, made a manor, and then started on the woodcutting over here. I think that's what he did. I think another thing too that I do in the heroic age is sometimes I forget how many units I need on a specific resource in order to maintain an army and whatnot. And what ends up happening is I just say, you know what, everyone go to wood. Now why wood? Well, because I'm used to the idea that you need wood in order to make farms. And farms are an infinite form of resource, even though they may not be as efficient as other resources. And that allows you to basically stay inside your base and at least collect something. But I don't think that's where the strength of the Atlanteans is. You know? Now, as a general formula for food collection, it seems to be that if you want to get up to classic, best way to do that is to go into hunt, so that you can keep up with the production of villagers, but at the same time you can get the extra food that you need in order to get to the next stage. And once you're in the next stage, if you have collected goats or something like that, you'll want to collect from those. Now you probably want to also get the it's not showing the upgrade here. I'm not sure if I can change that, but anyways, the husbandry, if I recall correctly. And it's a fairly cheap resource, and it doesn't cost any food, it just costs wood and gold. And then you can use that to gather from your goats, pigs, cows, whatever it is that's a herdable animal. And it allows you to collect food from them faster. And in addition to that, it's also going to allow you to allow them to fatten up more. See, they're at 121. I don't know what the increase rate is. It does max out at, for goats, I think it's 300. I think for cows it's 400. But yeah, using them is a really nice way in order to get up to heroic if you need to do it very quickly. Once you've gotten the hunt in the immediate vicinity, you can always switch some villagers over to goats, maybe 1 or 2, while you go out looking for some more hunt. Again, depending on, you know, what your circumstances are. Siege weapons cheaper. Okay, so now this guy is, oh yeah, he's Loki. Yep. I'm not really too concerned what Loki is doing, because to me it's more important to see, you know, how this is turning out. I wish I had the timer thing. I need to find out if that's somewhere and I don't know where it is. If anything, it's probably one of those, it's hidden and I need to unhide it, or maybe it's not and I need to hide it and then unhide it, and then it'll fix the problem. I don't know how these buildings keep rotating. It's weird. Because I know buildings can be, I know you can rotate the camera and stuff. I think, yeah, you can do it like that. But as as far as I know, you can't rotate buildings. Probably take a lot of time too. Okay, so he's building Chera Ballista. Now, maybe I should check this out. Counter with human soldiers. Now, that's not very specific. Human soldiers include infantry, cavalry, and archers. Now, the thing is, even with the Atlantean heroes, yes, you counter them with human units, but the thing about that is with human units, for the Atlanteans, they still retain the weaknesses that they once previously had. So, anti-archer or anti-cavalry units will do a lot of bonus damage to hero Terma, regardless of whether they're hero status or not. So it's interesting. I'll have to ask him about that. Okay, so yeah, so he's taking his army out with his hunters, basically to expand. While he's expanded, he's moved out here, captured this settlement. My settlement capturing last game was fairly late. Probably going to see those guys at some point. I'm actually not sure. What is their rank? Okay. He is close to the same rank as me. I get the feeling that my rank is not very accurate to my skill. I'm gonna have to change my scrolling sensitivity, I think. I'm gonna have to rely on using more hotkeys and all that sort of stuff to select buildings and whatnot, and just get used to a slower scroll speed, because this is not so fun. Okay, interesting. Now this is kind of hard, I would say, to fight in Classic Age, unless you have the power of unless you have the power of myth units at your side. He's not going to have any Prometheans because he went up with Carnivora. But honestly, I don't think that's a big problem, because he'll get an upgrade for his Murmillo, which will make them much harder to deal much more damage. I believe it's increased hack damage by like 15% or something. I think I read it somewhere. But, okay, so he's trying to go for a split here. These guys actually classify as infantry, not archers, because they deal hack damage, but they're a ranged infantry. And it's kind of a nice thing, because if you're going to build armor against the Norse, you really don't have to get the did he already get the... No, he didn't. So you don't really have to get copper shields or any of the shields, really, when you're playing against them. I mean, unless you're dealing with towers, in which case, you know, that's a different story. So these guys don't do very much damage to cavalry, but they do, like, not area of effect, but... Yeah, you know what? I think they do pretty good damage against Hursars. And I wondered about this, too. And here's the thing, you know, he can try and siege this up, but, you know, if he doesn't use his army effectively, he's going to run out of steam. And, you know, really the question at that point is, what's he doing? Is he spending more resources into, you know, military and such? Wait. That's interesting. Oh, okay, I guess to knock them off, what's it called? Okay, I guess he's going for some raids, going for a scout. I'm not sure how I feel. I guess, I don't know, he's backing off? But it seems like a waste in order to abandon this, because now you're just giving it to him, so... Well, it looks like he's going to try and fortify this. Now, in the meantime, though... Okay, so... I guess my question is, what's he going to turn this into? Going to try and take out some population. Yeah, he's probably going to try and run away from that. Just going to get a little bit of a drive-by hit there. Even the carnivore might be good, but most likely the heroes would just end up killing it, so it'd probably end up being a waste. Okay, so now he's saving up resources. And I guess this is the kind of the nice thing about towers. It's a lot of wood, and it's a fairly chunkable size of gold. But if you have good gold income, and, well, he doesn't have so much of that right now. He's heading over here to get his gold. But the idea being, you could build towers in order to maintain aggression, to make your army more powerful, so to speak. Oh wait, hold on a second. I didn't see when he went, yeah, so when I was looking at the food, he must have gone heroic just before then. So he's still in classic age, so that's not so good for him. Because, and yeah, okay, immediately build palace, which seems like a good strategy to me. Not that I end up pulling it off very well, but here's the thing. He has a lot of counter units to deal with infantry, and most of his army is going to be infantry. Like from the longhouses, all you can really build is infantry, with exception to raiding cavalry. But if you have good body block, and honestly, with the Hesperid tree, or the Hesperides tree, it allows him to put out myth units that don't cost any population whatsoever, and they do decent damage. And I think they have decent resistances too. And that's going to allow him to siege. On top of having the destroyers, which are, you know, infantry based. So technically they don't have as much resistance against these guys. So you can't rely on them as much as far as body block is concerned, but they still have pretty high resistance. Actually, I think they have better resistance than, well, not quite. If you get the upgrades for them. And that's the thing. I think it's the... Does he have any upgrades? No, he has no upgrades for that. Does he have upgrades for this? I don't see any. But there you go. Towers down, with exception of this, but now he's going to try and push through this base. And with all of this fire coming in, these guys, you know, they're not going to last. Yeah, and against the trolls, these things are pretty good. They're myth units though, so as a general rule they have higher base damages than, you know, everything else. They're not going to be as good against destroyers though, regardless. And Destroyers, when they get turned into heroes, I forget what the stat change is, but it gets pretty impressive. The birds are pretty good for harassing, you know, locations around the map. They're fairly slow, but, you know, they have to have some downside. Pretty much all air units are pretty slow. And there you go. Forward base is down. He's got the forward base. What is it? He is in heroic. He's not even heading towards that, so he's still in classic. And there you go. Now he's got additional healing, so he could technically make a forward base here if he wanted. And actually, this is a decent amount of hunt. What's his hunt situation anyways? I wasn't really paying attention to that. Is he not hunting? Oh, he has some farms, but he's not hunting. There you go. Harassing the gold again. Now, the only thing about the carnivora is I don't think it can use its special against villagers. If it could, then it would, yeah, it would be, I'm not sure if I'd call it overpowered, but it'd be a really strong ability for making, I was about to say resource snipes, but economy snipes. He's still got the other one up here, and that's still denying these rhinos. Unless he goes up and he kills it, and he could have, you know, and that way he would have been on more food. But that's not what's happening here, so... Okay, he's got enough food now that he's going up to Braggy. But I mean, what's his situation? Now, Braggy, I believe... what does he get? Flaming weapons, okay. So the forward base is gone, so but he still has access to, like, Battle Boar. What is this? Sarks. Okay. And what else? What's Swine Array? Do extra damage versus cavalry. So it's basically myth units improving their speed. Okay. But he has a lot of upgrades to make his Sarks more powerful. Now, out of curiosity... No, so he doesn't have any of those upgrades. Does he have upgrades on any of his units? I wonder if it's just not showing. Yeah, so I think a really strong, I think a really strong thing about Theia is, you know, being able to mass birds. They're pretty expensive, I guess, as far as resources are concerned, but even more so as far as, what is it, favor. But if you just keep building them whenever you can, and if they don't get killed, you could just amass large groups of them. Looks like he's going to get a snipe there. And, like, I'm not going to say that it's a perfect counter. Having said that, with flaming weapons, the Norse don't have a lot of access to anti-air. So, thinking of it that way, I'd probably say that the birds are a really good way of dealing with flaming weapons, in the sense that it limits the amount of... Well, because most of his ground units are going to be melee types, and so the more damage that you're able to do them from an area that they can't hit under normal circumstances, the better. Now, here's something that I don't know about. So, let's target one of your soldiers to cause the weapons of all your human soldiers, siege weapons, and ships to burst into flames, increasing their attack. So it is only for humans. Oh, and he went up to the next stage. He's going up as Akita. Oh, you know what? With the birds here, I can see him placing down, what is it, a Tartarian gate, and just messing up with his resources. And he doesn't actually have a lot of heroes out right now. Does he have any heroes? Not really. If any, very few. So yeah, Hakita's Tartarian gate could do a lot of damage. And apparently, if you place it down just right next to a building, the spawning of the Tartarian gate will actually destroy that building. I don't think that applies to town centers, but still, it would be kind of interesting. Actually, I'm going to make a note of something here. Do CBs do bonus damage to cursors? Sorry if that froze that. There was another question that I had. Whoops. Can TG destroy TC? Hopefully I can remember exactly what that means. Yeah, again, a spun building. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, and we got a raid over here. Yeah, that's weird. It's not showing those upgrades. They're very strong as far as their damage is concerned, but they don't have a lot of resistances. And that's the only thing that sucks about the Contarius. Having said that, though, I think that's pretty much the same with all of the different cavalry units. The only thing that really gives them strength is, well, the bonuses that they have against other units. Their health pool being the largest of any other unit for that faction. And the final thing that makes them strong is the amount of base damage that they have. Like, their base damages are almost equivalent to that of myth units, with the exception that myth units have much stronger base resistances. Like, even for this guy, well, hack resistance is the same, but pierce is much stronger. It's almost double. Now, having said that, it's interesting because these guys are most likely going to deal with pierce attacks as opposed to hack. But that's where the Norse come in, right? And but I guess the disadvantage to the Norse using hack attacks. So in other words, like, oh, that's funny. Oh, I wonder if he even knew that they were there. Yeah, I'm not sure, friend, about this. And he's just going around and doing raids. I mean, I'm looking at everything, or I'm trying to look at everything that's going on, and I'm not even keeping up with this. I'm sure it's just practice, though. Knowing where things are likely to happen and all that. Oh, yeah. He's not going to be able to siege that. Not at all. The only thing that the counter ballista are going to have difficulty with, as far as this is concerned, is, well, yeah, they're going to do tons of damage to these guys. But I think most important is that these guys, well, these guys can't get turned into heroes, right? Because they're considered a siege unit. But I mean, that doesn't matter for Monsieur Hero Destroyer. Man, it almost gets like double the damage when it's upgraded. Yeah, I mean, like, look at this. So you have these guys, and then you have these guys. Like, as far as the bonus damage these guys do, it's going to be a lot, but they're melted. And these aren't even, like, counter units. Right? And that's the thing. These guys can take way more punishment. Now this is interesting because their hack armor is not too much more stronger than Destroyers is. Having said that, though, Destroyers don't have the same base damages. And Alfsarks retain, will retain some of that base damage when they're attacking, like mainline units, I find, have the have much higher base damages than counter units, but counter units do way more bonus damage to the particular unit that they're meant to counter. Now, Alfsarks can still do some bonus damage against, well, let's say cavalry. You know, because Alfsarks do have some bonus damage that they can put out against cavalry, and that will show. Now, the only thing about that is, oh yeah, nice fanatics. Oh, now he's starting to get upgrades. Okay, I feel like that. Well, maybe it doesn't. So this is probably at a point where these things are kind of going to get outclassed. Now, actually, no. Hold on a second. These guys are anti-archer. Having said that, though, I think these can still do bonus damage against them because they're infantry. But they can't do bonus damage back to them. It's just that these guys aren't going to do as much damage, even though it's bonus damage against them. So, I don't know. These things are still kind of relevant. The question is, yeah, so those don't benefit from upgrades. So he's been fighting without upgrades, but, well, he's starting to get his upgrades too, but now he's starting to build his upgrades because now he's in the Mythic Age. And from what I understand, one of the reasons why people go Hikita is if they expect that they're going to get into a really long game and they want to build a Titan game. Now, he has a Nidhogg, and the Nidhogg can do a decent amount of damage against a Titan gate if it spawns up. And although it's not completely revealed, it does show the location as to where it is. I could be mistaken, but I feel like he's trying to draw out the game just so that I get more opportunity to see how things are going here. I could be mistaken, but these guys seem to be coming out fairly fast, which makes me believe that Maybe he hasn't gotten the upgrade yet. Siege units actually do bonus damage to siege units, if I recall correctly, which is kind of nice, because it's like they're considered buildings. So now he's sieging in here. Yeah, so with fanatics have like really huge base damages, especially when upgraded. And the thing is, he's got a lot of infantry here. The only thing that he could potentially build that wouldn't be considered infantry would be the raiding cavalry and the Jarls. But to be honest, and yeah, so he's got this down here now too. He's trying to siege that palace. And here's the thing, he could use this right here if he wanted to. Or, you know, even right here. I mean, his army is tied up, so really I feel like, yeah, he's just giving us an opportunity to check this out. Stop bronze weapon upgrade. That's the reason why it's showing up here, is because it's increasing the damage from arrow fire. There you go. He's got the champion upgrade. He started upgrading these other weapons and stuff. Now he's brought in the Nidhogg. But he's got Arcus here, so he was kind of prepared for that. And there you go. He's turned him into heroes. Now he's going to fight the Nidhogg. And if these guys stay here, the Nidhogg can't engage into that. Not to mention, the Arcus have probably one of the... Yeah, probably one of the longest ranges... probably have one of the longest ranges as far as archers are concerned, with maybe exception to the Hades one. I forget what it's called, but anyways. Yeah, so he used the Nidhogg, he upgraded his archers, he started fighting against them, he brought this guy up in close, used this. Wait, hold on a second, there was a building there, right? So he did destroy the building. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh! Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Da 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 da. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a building here. And because of the way that he positioned it. Yeah, so there must have been a building there. Because I feel like there was, and that's what he destroyed. Alright. So which one would be one versus all gods? I know all the counters. Well, the thing is, this is what I was thinking before, the idea of building the towers, well, now he doesn't have to build more Hersers, he doesn't have to build more, you know, throwing axemen or anything like that. Well, I'm not sure if I could counter that argument, and it not really my intention. He should put wall beside towers. Yeah. No, actually, I would agree with that. Now, the thing is, the destroyers aren't going to do anything to the towers if the towers get blocked, and that's what I'm thinking. The army is, once the army is there, the army is there. It doesn't have to be increased anymore. But because his soldiers are there, he can basically, he can surround the towers with his infantry and let his towers do most of the work for causing damage. Now against destroyers, it's not going to do much, but his infantry there can still do the work against the destroyers. It's not to say that from start to taking the heel spring. I played good, then I realized he is bad and played with my left ball sack. Oh, well, there you go. Junction with the towers to stall counter push until heroic. Should, I suppose should, oh, should. If he was going to use towers to save his food supply for up, he should have done it sooner. Upping, I mean. Because, honestly, I don't think that that was a really bad idea. Now... Yeah, no, and he wouldn't have wanted to make his towers any closer, because if they start attacking buildings, that kind of ruins the point. Because you're not trying to use the towers in order to basically take his base. That's not the point. The point is to keep the forward base so that you can pressure sooner, more often, you know, whenever he tries to, you know, attack. Especially that point when his what was it? No, and I agree. I agree. There wouldn't be any point in pushing. Him to build as much as possible, so I take lots of resources along with that base. Okay. Sure. That's really interesting. Oops, not that. So let's view post game. And I'll look at that at some other time, I suppose. One game and I go to sleep. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the bathroom quick, and then I'll be right back. Is he in the game right now? Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Man, it is warm in here. Okay. Ooh, Oasis. Interesting map.
Skopos Fest.
Geschlost.
TK.
Osto. Erschlost. Osto. Mak. Yuji. 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 Erschlost. Osto. Yuji. 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 Erschlost. Yuji. Mak. Erschlost. Osto. Mak. Erschlost. Osto. Erschlost. Yuji. Osto. 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 Herr Joes. Erschlost. Erschlost. Yuji. Yuji. Erschlost. Erschlost.
There we go. And that should be good. Okay, so we want to build a house pretty soon. Now I'm thinking the temple
Herr Joes.
might be good in that location, but even so, let's
Yuji.
build that there. Okay, so we found our next spot for hunt, which is right there.
Yuji. Yuji. West.
That should be a good amount of those. Bonus.
Also most intim. Yuji. Yuji. Erschlost. Erschlost. Mak. Herr Joes. West. Bureg. Skopos. Erschlost. Also. Herr Joes. Diat. Skopos. Diat.
Herr Joes. Yuji. Mos intem. Skopos. Yuji. Yuji. Erschlost. Yuji. Bureg. Mos intem. Mos intem.
And I want you guys to go over there.
Skopos. Yuji. Bureg. Yuji.
Skopos. Erschlost. Yuji.
so we're gonna need more food.
Bureg, mak. Mos intum. Mos intum, mos intum, mos intum. Bureg.
Bureg. Osto. Erschlossen.
Skopos, erschlossen. Yuji, Yuji, erschlossen.
Whoops, don't want to grab that. I want to grab that.
Bureg, erschlossen. Erschlossen. Bureg, Yuji.
Don't know what that was all about.
Yuji. Osto. Erschlossen. Osto.
Bureg, erschlossen. Mak. Skopos, erschlossen. Bureg, erschlossen. Bureg. Mak. Skopos, Tilis Mokay. Bureg, erschlossen. Yuji. E poro fras. Tilis Mokay. Bureg, erschlossen. Yuji, erschlossen. Mak, erschlossen. Yuji. Skopos. Yuji, erschlossen. Bureg, erschlossen. Mak, Yuji, erschlossen.
Okay.
Yuji, also, Yuji. Herjoso,
Let's
mak.
do this.
Yuji,
instead.
Yuji. Lost. Also, Schwest.
Don't want to risk too much going out there.
Bureg, Yuji, erschlossen. Bureg, erschlossen.
Skopos,
Don't
It's
want
lost.
to risk it for the biscuit, as it were.
Yuji. Diat. Yuji, also. Esh lost.
Bureg. Osto.
Yuji, erschlossen. Yuji, erschlossen. Bureg, mak. Bureg, erschlossen. Yuji, Skopos, mak. Yuji, Skopos, erschlossen. Erschlossen. Bureg, erschlossen. E poro fras. Yuji, erschlossen. Skopos, Tilis Mokay. Bureg, mak. Erschlossen. Yuji. Mak, erschlossen. Mak. Yuji, erschlossen. Mak, Yuji, erschlossen. Tilis Mokay. E poro fras. Mak, erschlossen. Bureg, Yuji. Skopos, poro fras. Yuji,
Bureg, Yuji.
Bureg. Yuji, mak. Tilis Mokay. Tilis Mokay.
Yuji. Schwest.
Bureg, mak. Erschlossen.
Skopos.
Skopos, erschlossen.
Bureg. Erschlossen. Osto.
Bureg. Yuji. Skopos. Osto. Erschlossen.
Skopos, Yuji. Mak, erschlossen.
Yuji. Osto. Mak.
Skopos, Yuji. Mak.
Skopos. Diat.
Let's grab that.
Skopos, erschlossen. Yuji, Bureg, erschlossen. Yuji, erschlossen.
Skopos, also. Esh lost. Yuji. Voliat. Schwest.
Skopos, schlost. Yuji. Burek, Yuji, schlost. Skopos, Skopos, schlost. Skopos, Yuji, Skopos, schlost. Mak. Porofras. Yuji. Yuji, schlost. Skopos, porofras. Burek, Yuji. Yuji, porofras. Burek, schloss. Yuji. Yuji. Skopos, schloss. Yuji. Skopos, schloss. Yuji. Skopos, mak. Skopos, mak. Skopos, mak. Yuji.
Skopos, Yuji.
Yuji, schloss. Yuji. Mak. Yuji, schloss. Yuji.
Whoops.
Burek, mak. Yuji, porofras. Burek, Yuji, mak. Yuji, schloss. Mak. Yuji, schloss. Burek, Yuji, schloss. Yuji, mak. Skopos. Burek, schloss. Yuji, mak. Porofras. Skopos. Burek, mak. Schloss. Mak. Skopos, Yuji. Yuji.
Herr Jos. Yuji. Schlost. Skopos. Yuji.
Skopos, Osto. Mos intem.
Burek. Mos intum.
Yuji, schlost. Mos intem.
Skopos, porofras. Burek. Skopos, schloss. Skopos, Skopos, mak.
Skopos, mak. Yuji. Yuji. Osto. Yuji.
Herr Jos.
Burek, schloss. Yuji, schloss. Skopos. Yuji, mak. Skopos, Yuji. Skopos, mak. Tilis moke. Yuji. Tilis moke.
Skopos, Osto. Mos intem. Yuji. Burek. Osto. Yuji.
Skopos, mak. Burek, Yuji.
Skopos, mak. Osto. Yuji. Mos intem. Schloss. Mak. Herr Jos, schlost.
Burek.
Burek. Osto. Mos intem. Mak. Schlost. Yuji. Mos intem. Skopos. Yuji. Osto. Schlost.
Burek. Skopos.
Yuji. Schlost.
Skopos, schloss.
Burek. Osto. Yuji.
Skopos.
Skopos. Schlost. Schlost.
Yuji. Mak.
Skopos.
Yuji. Osto. Diat. Burek. Schloss. Mak.
Skopos, schloss.
Skopos. Schlost. Osto.
Burek, Yuji, schloss.
Burek.
Burek.
Yuji.
Yuji. Yuji.
Skopos. Mak. Mos intem.
Mak. Yuji.
Skopos.
Oh, I'm goofing up. I don't
Jost.
have anyone on food.
Yuji, lost. Burek, Mash, lost.
Hopefully I can make up for that somewhat.
Yuji, Yuji.
Burek. Mak.
Just build as much military as I can. Not using food. Hopefully I can get away with it.
Herr Joes. Mak. Eschlost.
Burek, Mak. Yuji.
Herr Joes. Burek. Diot.
Yuji. E porofras. Yuji, lost. Skopos, Yuji.
Skopos. Eschlost.
Yuji, Yuji.
Herr Jost.
Skopos. Mak. Mak.
Yuji.
Burek.
Burek. Yuji. E porofras. Skopos.
Yuji. Also.
Herr Joes. Mak. Skopos. Osto.
Yuji.
Burek. Also.
Eschlost.
Skopos. Yuji. Burek, Mak. Yuji, Yuji, lost. Mak. Burek. E porofras. Skopos. Yuji. Yuji. Skopos, Skopos, lost.
Herr Joes. Diot.
Lost.
Herr Jost.
Yuji. Mos intem.
Yuji, lost. Dilis Moke. Skopos, Mak.
Yuji. Diot.
Herr Jost. Esch lost. Yuji. Esch lost.
Burek, Mak, lost.
Herr Joes. Osto. Mos intem. Burek. Mak. Herr Joes.
Let's grab that.
Yuji, lost. Yuji.
I didn't find out what
Yuji,
age he was in,
lost.
unfortunately.
Herr Joes.
Yuji, lost. E porofras.
Skopos. Esch lost.
Yuji.
Yuji. E porofras. Skopos. Yuji. E porofras.
Yuji. Also.
Burek, Yuji. E porofras. Burek. Yuji. Burek. Yuji.
Herr Joes.
Skopos. Yuji.
Herr Jost. Yuji.
Yuji. Burek. E porofras. Yuji. Dilis Moke. Skopos. Yuji. Skopos. Esch lost. Yuji, Yuji. Skopos, Yuji.
Herr Joe's, Eschlos, Bure, Eschlos, Herr Joe's,
Scoposo.
Skopos, Skopos. Dilis Moke. Yuji. E poro fras. Skopos. E poro fras. Burek.
Scopos. Yuji. Eschlost.
Yuji.
Yuji. Eschlost. Yuji. Mak. Eschlost. Eschlost. Eschlost.
Skopos.
Yuji. 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 Yuji.
Skopos. Burek. Yuji. Yuji. Dilis Moke.
Scopos. Mak.
Skopos.
Herr Joe's,
Burek. Yuji.
Yuji.
Yeah, I forgot to build farms, so that was bad on my part. You can see that, right?
Scopos.
Herr Joe's, Yuji, Yuji,
Herr Joe. Eschloso. Eschlost. Yuji.
Well, let's see if we can do something still here.
Herr Joe. Scopos. Yuji.
Bureg, Diot,
I'm kind of like stuck in one of those unlikely situations.
Herr Joe's,
Yuji. Yuji. Dilis Moke.
Herr Joe's, Eschlos, Eschlos,
Yuji. E poro fras. E poro fras.
Burek.
Burek.
Scopos. Also.
No, don't wreck my farms. Those are expensive.
Skopos. Yuji. Schloss.
Bure, Yuji, Eschlos, Yuji, Most Income,
Yuji. Burek. Schloss. E poro fras. Yuji.
Bure, Eschlos, Eschlos, Mak,
Yeah, you know what?
Yuji.
Let's try and
Yuji.
pull this back.
Burek. Burek. Yuji. Schloss. Burek. Ma. Schloss. Skopos. Schloss. Schloss.
Yuji, Eschlos, Herr Joe's, Eschlos,
Skopos. Ma. Yuji. Ma. Schloss. Schloss. Burek. E poro fras. Yuji. Dilis Moke. Yuji. E poro fras.
Herr Joe's, Most Income,
Burek. Schloss. E poro fras. Skopos. Yuji.
Skopos, Bure, Diot,
Yuji. Ma. Schloss. Yuji. Burek. Schloss. Yuji. Ma. E poro fras. Burek. Yuji. Schloss. Yuji. Schloss. E poro fras. Burek. Burek. Yuji. 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 Skopos. E poro fras.
Scopos. Mak.
Burek. Yuji. Ma. Schloss. Yuji. Dilis Moke. Yuji. Dilis Moke. Dilis Moke. Dilis Moke. Skopos, Yuji, schloss. Yuji,
Yuji, Skopos, erschlossen. Skopos, erschlossen. Yuji, erschlossen.
Yuji, e porofras. Skopos, Yuji, Skopos, Yuji, Yuji, Burek, Burek, Yuji, schloss. Dilis Mokay, Dilis Mokay, Yuji, Skopos,
Skopos, Mak. Skopos, Mak. Erschlossen.
Yuji,
Yuji,
Yuji, Yuji, Skopos, Yuji,
Erjos, Burek, erschlossen.
Erjos, Oso,
Yuji, Skopos, Burek,
Erjos,
Yuji, Lost.
yes.
Yeah, what I should have done was completed the section here, but I didn't do it in time. Because otherwise he would have had to go through my main army in order to get there.
No.
And that's the thing, you can't... it would work if I was in second age. Because that's the thing, if you body block, then it's going to be hard for his rams getting close to deal the damage. Even so, I can see what he's talking about. Actually, the wall wasn't even completed over here, so that might not have worked out the best anyways. Yeah, I kind of had fun that game. 1700. $1,700, huh? And I guess that's the freedom a Loki player has. Oscar, spam, and kill bills. Or fast mythic, not faster mythic. Because the only infantry unit that I can think of that would hard counter a Huscarl would be the Fanatic, but you can't get that till the Mythic Age. So maybe got an idea. I'm open to listening. So what do we have as far as his base was concerned? Right. So if you went fast mythic and get Tartarian Gate before I destroyed your army, fast mythic and get... Okay, yeah, so that would be a way of doing it. I feel like Fanatics, I don't know, they are expensive. Actually, how expensive? Oh wait, I can't check it. I can't check it here. 75, 55. Where were his Huscarls? Oh, okay. Actually, what is Fanatic's hit points? Right, 150 with upgrades. They got decent base damages too. Because that is a good point. If you see a temple and I'm in Mythic, prepare for Giant's Rampage. Yeah. Yeah, okay, well that makes sense. So instead of trying to counter the Huscarls being reactive, you have to be more aggressive and find the hill forts. Basically take out the hill forts. Apparently they train pretty fast, so the more hill forts you kill, the less he's going to be able to supply. You should use that power in Heroic for Dryads. That's a good point, yeah, because myth units. Yeah, no, that was good. I enjoyed that. This game turned out kind of interesting. I think this was one of my better games, even though I lost and I made that big mistake with the farms. Having said that, maybe the start, maybe I didn't have to do a rush, because I never really got too much out of the rush. I didn't run into his guys on the ground. And actually, you know what? Maybe I'll take a look at the... well, let's look at the post-game anyways. Interesting. So I killed more units. And I lost less units. So, I don't know. I guess I have some decent micro. But the macro management is something that suffers. I thought about for a minute trying to pull it back there at the end, and I did do some things, but he was just unmasking his girls. Yeah, and I beat him by 1 second to heroic, so there you go. He went a late classic. But that's the thing, he could potentially go late classic because he can just build a bunch of heroes at the very beginning. So that's kind of an advantage that he has that I don't. So yeah, I don't know. I suppose what you could do is use the scouts, use your oracles, upgrade them to hero. I'm not sure if it's more expensive. I'll have to check that. So about here, he had a score advantage. Oh shoot, I was gonna check something. Oh well. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go into... I think I have a recording of that. Let's see here. I think I have to go into single player to see it. It's the most recent one. It's this one, right? And I need to go into the settings, and I need to make it so that find out. How do I switch view? Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go to settings. Server mode. Player 1's perspective, player 2's perspective. Reset perspective. So Alt-Shift-2 or Alt-Shift-O, I think, will suffice. So let's try that again. Oh, he was okay. Oh. Because I can't. Well, this kind of sucks. I don't even know how to unlock the camera. Okay, I need to check that setting too. Okay. There's got to be a way to unlock the camera. Reset perspective. Alt-Shift equals. Oh boy. No! Don't learn the Chinese. What's wrong with learning the Chinese? Okay. Let's try this again. So I think it was Alt-Shift. Yeah, this sucks. Oh, okay. Oh, lock, there we go. So let's do some fast play here. Builds a house. Goes on a scout. Yeah, Atlanteans, I'd probably say, have weaker scouts. So, there was food back here, and there was food here for him. There was another food spot there. Did I have 3 hunt spots near my location? So I had more as far as resources were concerned. So there are berry bushes there at far distance. I was keeping my guys there to spot his guys as they were going along. And I knew that he was coming up here. I didn't know if he was going for this, though. And I could have gotten him inside there, but I didn't. So that was my bad. Then he goes for a battle boar. Tries to go for a raid. So I probably could have been, because I went early military, I probably could have been a bit more aggressive and... Okay, that's unusual. It's not like he was there either. Starts building walls. He's collecting from over here. I could have potentially raided that. And at this point, I'm still ahead. At this point, he immediately went mythic. I don't think I lost too much. Yeah, even being an age behind, I'm still ahead. But it's mostly because of the military that I have. So, yeah, I have to say, I agree. Yeah, so up to this point, I'm down on food, and that was what got me behind. So my mistake was not continuing to build farms, because if I did, then I'd be able to afford the Murmillo, but more importantly, the destroyers, which I was behind on. I could have built another one of these, popped out destroyers, and then start clearing structures on the map. And since I'd gone Prometheus, I went Prometheus, right? Yeah, so given that, if he went Scarol spam, I could have used Prometheus units in order to, Prometheans in order to fight him. His, Huscarls. Now, I forget what he said to go for if encountering Huscarls. Oh, Dryads, yes. So I could have used Dryads. I could have used Dryads, I could have used Prometheans. Probably more Dryads than Prometheans. If I needed Prometheans, then sure. Yeah, and that's... He built this up, and then that's when he decided, yeah, I'm going to go for the Huscarl rush. Yeah, if I had more destroyers, I probably would have been in a better situation there. And that's when he rushed in and took out all my farms. That was pretty much it there. Yeah, I'm just chatting at this point. Yeah, victory's mine! No. Yeah, so, yeah, so that didn't help that whole thing with the resources there. I did have a pretty good gold, so honestly, if I had just dealt with the food issue early on, if I transitioned into that as soon as I ran out of food supply here, then I would have been in a much better situation, because that's all I really had. The early hunt that was around me, and then it was mostly the goats, and I was subsisting off that. But when I ran out of goats, that was pretty much it. So I think once I start tapping into the goats, I have to remember to put people on wood and then transfer them as they go onto wood onto farms, so that I can support that. If I do expand my military a little bit, hopefully by then I at least have the 2 town centers, and with the 2 town centers I basically go probably one on gold and then the other one on like maybe 2 villagers from that onto the gold, and then the rest from both town centers will go onto wood transferred into food or farms, because that's really all I'd have at that point. And arguably once you get to Mythic, you could probably just set up a trading camp nearby and just have little bits of trade going back and forth. That way you can still get some form of gold income. Probably the earlier on that's happening, the more payoff you'll get later on. Could be a difference of like, even on a short distance, it could be a difference of like 500 gold, and that could change the game, as it were. Now, is it worth the 500, you know, resources of food that you're going to spend into there? The way I see it, food is a renewable resource, and, you know, depends on how you work it. But I'm sure that you'd be able to make that back fairly quickly, depending on how many farms you have. I don't know, I guess 10 farms? 10, 12, something like that, and then that would be good. Again, it's an expensive investment as far as wood is concerned, but hey, once you run out of like tree lines to use as defenses, then start using buildings or walls or whatever, basically to keep the enemy outside of your base. But yeah, then it would have been a question of taking what was here, taking control of this spot, taking this, and then trying to gain more map control. Maybe even taking some people off wood at some point and going for an aggressive gold mine. More so would be to deny gold to the Loki player later on, and that's the idea behind it. You take the gold that's farther away within reason, and when you do that, then you put yourself in a more advantageous position, because now the gold that you need is close by to you, you know, as opposed to farther away from them. So they have to put more effort into getting to that gold. Basically, that's what I'm thinking. Pardon me. Okay, well, that was really useful. I enjoyed those games, and it's good to know that I'm on friendly terms with Ammodyte, I believe. Ammodyte? No, if I have it wrong, you can let me know. Alright, so it's good having... I gotta work on an outro, so anyways. It's a privilege having you guys with me, and I hope to develop myself better into the future. Forever forward we march. GD out.